review. What's up guys, Beagler Outdoors here. I'm gonna do a 5-year review on the Bass Tracker. As you know, I had a lot of problems with this boat. If you look at my other videos, I had to take it back for warranty issues that cost thousands and thousands of dollars. I didn't have to pay. Bass Tracker had to pay it. Here's a whole, I'll put the link to all the videos up here, the problems I had with this boat and how they fixed it. But so a couple of changes on the boat. As you guys know, we put the Minn Kota Ultrex, okay, with the supposed to be a silencer. That doesn't work, but we put the Minn Kota Ultrex. Now I'll tell you off the bat, the Minn Kota Ultrex, once you get one of those, you don't need a power pole. I have a power pole. Unless you're fishing beds, you don't need it. That thing has a spot lock. I could literally take my boat, take your remote controller, launch it, park my truck, and I could bring it back to the boat dock. So it's worth it. I paid $2,200 for it when it first came out. I think now they're like $4 grand, but whatever. So anyway, differences on the boat. So when I first got the boat, there was a tiny, like a small one of these up here at the helm. Like I'm talking about a tiny bullshit one, okay? So I had bought this one. This has the down scan, the side scan, and I had that mounted over here at the helm, okay? So then I took the small one and I put it over there. So now to today, what we did was we just went and bought the Garmin ECHOMAP Ultra 106 SV, okay? Mac Daddy. This has everything. This is the jam, and it has this cool swivel mount. I'll put a link to this in the description. I'll put a link to the swivel mount because this is kind of the only way you can mount a big unit here, because you have no room here. Unless you take out your windshield and you can't see over. There's really no way to mount one of these unless you use this mount. So I will put a link to this mount right here. I believe this mount was 89 bucks. And this unit, believe it or not, is a $2,000 unit. But Bass Pro said they're coming out with the new ones next year, so I got that for $9.99. Okay, so then I took my unit I had here and I put that unit up here, okay, and I have the ram mount. I'll put a link to this mount. The mounting is everything in these boats. There's not enough room to mount stuff. All right, I do need to get a new trolling motor cable. This cable's burning out. I do have a link to that. It's the exact one you need. I have a link to that. I will put it in the description. I gotta change that. Also, when I put this unit back on here, this is the Elite 5 Ti. It's an older model. You could use a transducer in the Ultrex, but you have to get an adapter, and the adapter I had was for my smaller unit, so I just ordered an adapter on Amazon to go to this, so I could use this transducer with this unit. This has all my spots marked in it. This is a pretty good small unit. I mean, this is a good unit. All right, those are not that expensive. So we did that. We put, like I said, we put the new Garmin unit on there. All right, and this is a chart plotter and everything, man. It has the maps. Now, this unit here, okay, this unit also has something called Clearview, okay? Now, I did not buy the Clearview transducer. Now, the Clearview transducer is what you can see at the ground. You can see 3D images. Like, you literally can see your lure going down and you can see the bass in 3D. It's like watching a TV. It's crazy. But that little transducer with the box is $1,700. So I did not buy that yet. I will buy that soon. Probably a couple of months I'm going to buy that, okay? But this thing right here, it takes a while to turn on. It's not a bad unit. It just takes a while to start up. While it's starting up, we'll go. I changed out the transducer, so that's the transducer it uses now. And I actually bolted it this time. And I didn't put a second power pole on because honestly, I barely used the first power pole. But I have the bracket, I didn't put the second power pole on. But the boat has been running flawless, okay? Now, this is the Garmin unit here, okay? And it's probably flickering because that's how it records, but it has everything. I mean, it has charts, you know, it has charts, it has, you know, it has the navigational charts, and it has this. So if you go into sonar, it has this right here, this clear view. I don't have the transducer for it, but the clear view is that that 3D imaging, which is crazy, man. It's like if you really want to fish the bottom, shoot, if you want to fish the bottom, it's really good. Oh, I'm going to show you something about this thing. This is cool. So remember back in the day we had those pull-out radios. This is a pull-out unit. So what you do is if you're going to park it somewhere, you don't got to pull the whole thing off. You just literally, you take this, you lift it up, and there goes a $1,000 unit. And it kind of pops off. Then it has these covers. That's these little covers that, so if you're out, you can cover them up. But like I said, it's kind of like a pull out, and I dropped the damn thing. I hope it still works. But you just kind of link it back on here. If I can get it on in a second. One hand is hard. You put it back in there. All right. Then it's hard with one hand, guys. Sorry. And you take that and you lock it down, and it stayed in there. So if you go like somewhere where you don't want to leave your unit out, it's detachable. It's like a pull out, like back in the day. But everything else is running fine in this boat, man. So as you know, we had the vinyl removed. They put brand new carpeting. They put brand new seats that were damaged. They put the new poles because these things used to get stuck. They put the upgraded ones. And right here, there was no supports. I'm telling you, go. If it didn't pop up, go to my description. I'll put the whole playlist of what I went through with this boat. There was no supports here. One day I set a fish and I cracked the plywood. So, but otherwise, I mean, the damn thing is working good. And I'll be honest, I mainly use my trolling motor. So I bought this, me and my wife bought this boat in 2018. And I only have like 20 hours on the motor, okay? One thing that happened was I didn't use the boat for a year and a half because I had some surgeries. And the boat was just running like crap, like at high levels. I changed the spark plugs, did the fuel filter, and I put seafoam in the gas, ran flawlessly. Our last video, we went to Lake Pan. I'll put the video up here. Caught a 12-pound bass, massive bass. But this thing has been doing well. The trailer, it is getting some rust on it. But I mean, it's nothing really to be concerned about. Everything else is pretty fine. The boat is holding up good. There's no problems with it. I mean, I would like to have a Nitro Z27, but right now the price of things are crazy. But the tires are doing good in 4 years. They have a tiny bit of dry rot, not a lot. Tires are doing well. Everything is just doing fine. Everything. I did hit my prop right there, and that was not fishing. The lawnmower hit that. But if you guys know a good link to a good prop for that, let me know. It's a 115 Mercury. But I mean, I'll tell you guys, I did the mounts that Bass Tracker recommended. There's a video to that in my stuff. It tells you what mount to use to keep your warranty. They're ugly mounts, but they work. I do want to get a jack plate for this because when I go into weeds, it sucks ass. But I'm telling you, man, 5 years, I've really had no problems with this boat. And I'm gonna knock on wood real fast because it's giving me bad luck. But the Ultrex, I had to change the board in here. There's a link to that in my just watch my videos. You just type in Minn Kota. It's a little board you had to change because it stops moving. But otherwise, man, and the whole thing is when you don't use it, stuff breaks, man. We didn't use this in a year and a half, man. So I had 20 hours on it. I had to just do the spark plugs again just because the thing sat. It just sat. And when it sits, it sucks. But I do have to change my stuff because the channel used to be called Beagler Bass Fishing. Now it's Beagler Outdoors. I'm pretty sure when you Google Beagler Bass Fishing, it still comes up. But I mean, this install came out sweet, man. It came out sweet. This, like I said, this bracket was 89 bucks. This unit was on sale for $9.99. It's regularly $19.99. The wires, right through here. Right through here. I mean, it's pretty simple. And then under the bottom, I just ran under the bottom and hooked up the power wire. Oh, so one thing I do have. This voltmeter works and doesn't work. I had them change it at Bass Tracker. I think they said just the wire in the back, a little pin comes loose. You got to push it back in. But that's one thing that works and doesn't work. It just stops working sometimes. Okay, and I thought that wasn't working one day, but my dumbass didn't realize I went through weeds and it was stopping the water from going in, and it was overheating because it beeped. So that works. But the only problem I had with gauges is that gauge there, and they changed it out, and they said it was just the you know, the little clip in the back where you put it in. The pin, it was loose. I think it's loose again because it'll work sometimes it won't work. So I have no idea. Live well works, pump works, bilge works, and you know, this is 5 years. There's nothing really falling apart, nothing really rusting. Everything is fine. The seat's held up. I mean, you gotta realize I do keep it under. I keep it under this thing, but seats still look fresh, man. I put some stuff on the seats all the time. The stuff I put on the seats, I'll put in the link in the description. After you wash your boat, there's this stuff you want to put on your seat. It protects the vinyl, because it's not leather, it's vinyl. And I believe I have it in here. I know it's like $17 for a bottle of this stuff, man, but let me see if I can get it. I know my wife had it. What did she do? Here it is right here. Let me grab it for you guys. This stuff right here, I'll put a link in the description. Spray your seats down with this after every use, and I mean, it's, as you see, my seats, they look brand new. So the unit I was telling you about that came on the front of the boat, it was just the bottomest end unit, but it was it was this tiny unit right here, you know, a little tiny unit. Doesn't really do anything. And these are the connectors you need if you're going to connect to your trolling motor sonar. This is the wrong one. This one goes to this. That is why I haven't, wow, just poked myself on a sharp hook. There we go. That's why I haven't done that yet. I ordered it on Amazon, and I mean, I'm telling you, man, the boat works fine. You know, it doesn't have the storage I would like. It doesn't have the comfort I would like, because the seats feel like they're leaned back and it's hard to see. But I mean, you see, putting that Starlite stuff on my seats, look, it's 5 years, man. This is 5 years. Seats still look brand new, okay? Granted, they're always in a cover, you know, and I keep the motor covered, and I keep that covered. Believe it or not, that is a great cover. It's just a folding chair bag. So, but like I said, man, everything works fine. You know, trolling motor, the boat itself, when you get these boats, they come with the bare minimum trolling motor. You got to swap that out. They come with the bare minimum GPS. You got to swap that out. If you want to just go and fish, it's fine. But if you want to actually catch big fish and like pinpoint them, you got to get some kind of a down scan. But like I said, I'm going to get the Clearview 3D mapping thing, and you know, it hooks into here somewhere, and that makes it look like a TV screen, man. Yeah, this is my reel here. My last video, the Lake Pennsauken video I just put up, I snapped my pole on a big bass, and I got that sitting there. This pole broke. But 5-year review, man. You know, this thing it's quiet. When you turn this thing on, you could stand on the dock, you don't hear it running. Very quiet motor. The motor is beautiful, works fine. Since I've had it in 5 years, I've done 2 oil changes. The spark plugs I just did, first time in 5 years. The fuel filter I just did, first time in 5 years. And it runs great, man. I mean, it's a great boat. Now the prices of boats are crazy, but you know, that's the 5-year review on this boat. I had no problems with it. Trailer's fine. Everything is just fine. There's nothing wrong with it. It for what it is, it works well. You know, like I said, watch my other videos, because when I did get it, there was a lot of problems that weren't fine. Okay, you know, like I had to get this whole deck got taken out, all the wood replaced, supports welded in around here, carpet put on. These were changed to the upgraded ones because the poles that go in suck, they don't work. So that one is much better. I don't even take these things off, honestly. And that's pretty much it, man. Like I said, the only problem I had is that voltmeter, and sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. And they said just behind us a clip, but otherwise, and this came loose. Well, hold your cell phone. That thing's bullshit, but it still holds the phone. So I hope this video helped you guys out. This is the 5-year review of the 2018 Bass Tracker 190. I think it's the 195 Pro. It's the 190 TX team, Pro team TX 190. It works. You know, when you see me out there, go subscribe, man. Right now it's too hot in Florida, man. It's like, it's gotta be 100 degrees right now, and I'm in the shade, dude. So, hope that if you helped, any questions that you have on this boat or anything I had, if you just look at my videos, there is every link to everything. The install to the trolling motor is on there. The install to everything is that I've done on this boat is there. Okay, you could find it. The oil change with part numbers, everything is there. And that is our new rooster, Jimmy Dean, by the way. Last time we had Day and Mr. Jones. Hey, Jimmy Dean. He's a good boy. Yeah, we got roosters. We got a bunch of, we actually got a whole chicken coop with 20 chickens. But it works. So hope that review helped. There's a quick review on the bass tracker. Any questions, let me know and I'll answer them. Out.